but thank you for joining us this evening. All right, friends, we haven't joined this way in a bit, but I do want to touch base with you. And so we're going back to resuming our monthly meetings. When we were last together in May in College Station, you all asked to change the date and time to the fourth Thursday of the month. And I'm not sure if it was supposed to be at 6 or 6:30, but I did 6:30. If it needs to be 6, I can do that.
Attending a meeting.
But with that being said, I have only like 6 little things to go through, and they're all mostly related. So let's get with it. Did we lose Berta?
Nope, I'm here.
Okay, there you are. I'm like, your head moved in my thing. Okay, so the first thing that is like one of the most pressing things, and really I had 7 things. I want to say, yay, you've made it almost an entire month as club president. Nobody's gotten fired. No AG has been fired. No DG, DGE, DGN, we're all still here. So that is good because that has not happened in other districts. So yay. So that's good. We're doing well. I want to say special thank you to Lee and West. Lee is from the Woodville Club. He's the president. He's in your class. Wes Smith is the president of the Cleveland Club. And both of these gentlemen, I don't know if it was smart, foolish, or what, agreed to be on the district finance committee for multiple years. And so thank you for serving in that capacity and helping us with some fiscal transparency that is part of our new bylaw. So thank you for doing that with us.
Can I ask a question if I may?
Sure.
Okay, we're going to have this president's meeting every month. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
And when are we going to have it? When?
It is scheduled to be the 4th Thursday of the month, but as we get closer to Thanksgiving, I think that would be Thanksgiving, so we will not do it then. And then that is right around Christmas, and so we'll have to do it. Maybe we'll do the November December meeting at the beginning of December, just so that everybody has some space and time.
Okay, all right, I got it.
Did you say it was at 6:30?
6:30.
Okay, thank you.
There are a lot of people who I think have been muted. I'm seeing Leon is muted, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well maybe they didn't want to hear. Okay, that's fine. Whatever.
They hear, they just don't. We can't hear them if they're like yelling at their kids, barking dogs, all the things.
Sure. Okay, that's fine. Okay.
Amy wants to mute the district governor elect. No, I did that myself.
Sure.
Justin, will you let everybody in? Fantastic. Okay, so with that being said, and people coming in, let's talk about things that I've been torturing you all with.
Come here.
Lots of emails, and that's about the district, your club officers. So as you hopefully remember, we told you way back in January, and then again at PETS, and then every time I see you, that it's important that you upload your club officers to Rotary International. Doing it through ClubRunner doesn't mean it goes to RI, and we have found that out. This is important that RI knows who your officers are, because they send a lot of communication to those particular people about club foundations, about public image requirements, all of these things. It is also required for you to have these offices to be eligible for a district grant. The district grants applications are due no later than August the 15th. That's the actual written application. And is Bobby coming in, Karen?
Honey, he might, he's downstairs on a piano lesson.
Okay, fair enough. So
I can't speak for him. They're going to be very, they're going to hold to the August 15th deadline. He seems like a nice guy, and Amy and I are not. So we're going to make sure that he is not, I don't care what sob story you have for him and how much you bat your eyes or whatever you do, he's not going to accept a grant past August 15th.
No. And so that's the written application, but they also had a requirement that by August the 1st, 2 people from every club need to have taken the course online and then submitted it. It's like a little quiz or something. And Bobby has been bombarding you all with that information. So to be eligible for a grant, there are multiple pieces. One is the online class with 2 people. There is and that's August 1st, the written application, right? That is submitted and signed by no later than August the 15th. You have to have your officers updated with Rotary International. I don't care about ClubRunner. ClubRunner is nice, but RI is where I pull that report from. Okay. And then the 4th thing is you have to have a club foundation goal, annual foundation goal, and polio goal. And we have lots of deficiencies in the areas of goals and officers. So if you don't know, I suggest that you go in and look at that. And Bunny, will you drop in the chat? You did just drop it in the chat again, right? How to update your club officers?
Yes.
All right. And
So-
for those of you that don't remember, Bunny is our district trainer. I'm sorry, district learning facilitator. Fancy titles. Go ahead, Bunny.
So I just want to, can I share my screen just real quick, Amy? So in the chat, there are 2 links. You can click them and they should take you to web pages that help you out, and just kind of keep those open in case you don't know already how to do this. If you need help with something, I can try and help you as well. Hopefully your assistant governors should be able to help you, because your assistant governors are what? Past presidents. So they've been through this and they are a great resource. So remember to contact your assistant governors as well. So in ClubRunner, so there's 2 different technology points. So I'm calling this our technology 2 steps. Okay. So there's
Your screen's
ClubRunner,
not
which,
sharing.
oh, I haven't shared it yet.
Okay.
Let me do that.
The anesthesia talking.
This is, y'all go away. Okay, so this is just my internal thing. This is not pretty, but it's a technology 2 step. One is ClubRunner and the second is My Rotary. They can talk together. And so if they're not talking together, it's probably a synchronization issue. Those are the 2 things that I put into the chat box is how do I edit our club executives? ClubRunner has great little tools. They're available. I think all of our clubs except for 2 use ClubRunner. It might be that it's been a long time since you've used it. I'm happy to do a tutorial personally. We might be doing that as a district later on as well, just to kind of help people get up to speed. You as the president, by default, if you're listed as a president, you have access to do this. So does your club secretary. Any of your executive team have the opportunity to edit that club executives. So that's the first part. There's also this, the ClubRunner synchronization with Rotary International. Again, this explains a little about how that is. If you go to this help article, which I dropped in the chat, it will give you the step-by-step on how to do that as well. But to Amy's point, if it's not in My Rotary, which is the second part, right? ClubRunner is for district and for your club. My Rotary is international, right? And so ClubRunner feeds into My Rotary. But how do you know whether or not your district, your club executives are in ClubRunner? That means you have to log in under My Rotary. This is mine because it's Bunny Pratt. And so because it's My Rotary Club happens to be Brian Rotary Club, when I click on here at the My Rotary, we see where it says home. If you hover over that home link, it gives you a drop down of clubs. And when you go to this little arrow, it says Brian Rotary Club. When you click that, it gives you this handy dandy little snapshot of your club. When you were chartered, what's your club ID, the contact information, the email that's on file with My Rotary, your website, and then where you meet. So all of that's editable through that My Rotary if you are at the exec level. This is also where your club officers are listed. So here's a listing of our club officers. We don't have a public image person named at this moment. It might be changed. I downloaded this a couple days ago. And so that's one of the exec positions that needs to be named in order to qualify for a district grant, correct, Amy? So
Correct.
sometimes I know in smaller clubs, you might have double duty, so there might be the same name for multiple things on here. So just be aware of that. That's okay. It just means that we know who to contact in the event we're trying to get someone related to public image or the foundation or the club president or the vice president or pub membership. So all of those are expected club officers to be named. And again, you go to My Rotary, you have to log in. And it's just that home, clubs, arrow, click on your club name and it'll pull up so you can look at the record specific to your club. Does that help you in any way, shape, or form kind of realize where to look for that data to see, oh, is my ClubRunner syncing? Or if not, let me at least update it in my Rotary so that I can get qualified for this district grant and we can fix the other stuff on the back end. Okay.
And in
I
the
will-
chat, I just dropped the handout from Rotary International about how once you get to that page, you would click to update your officers. Generally, it is the president and the club secretary that are authorized to do it. I am not the president of my club, nor am I the secretary. I can't even help my own president. When you guys have asked me to help you, I can't update your stuff because I'm not authorized to do it. And so that's why you're gonna need to look at those handouts, and you can email RI, and they will not do it for you apparently, but they will help walk you through it. But I think the handout that I just dropped in the chat, and then we can email it out to you at the end of this as well, is much better in doing that. Yes, Justin.
Madam
Offhand.
Governor, I don't see anything in the chat that you uploaded.
I
Oh God,
didn't.
thank you. Same.
Oh, did I not hit
can't
the
either.
button? There's a possibility I didn't hit the button. How dare I hit the button? There it is. Now it's there. Thank you.
And I also put in there, if you have a problem with your data, use data@rotary.org. That's how you communicate that you need help.
Thank you. Tegan, your special case. You can't update any of that. So Rotary International does not, they're working to build Rotaract clubs in that. You have to do pencil, paper, email that business to data@rotary.org.
I wanted to ask, because I did update all of our stuff to Rotary International,
Mhm.
and I heard her say that you can have one officer for multiple positions. Is that true? And does that still
is.
count towards getting a district grant?
It does.
Okay. So, but from what you just said, we have to upload our officers in a different way.
You have to actually physically email data@rotary.org. Because you're a Rotaract club. So when you email them, if you'll just CC me and Berta, so I know that that's been done. And they're nicer to Rotaract clubs because you don't have the capacity at this moment to do it. But they assure me that one day that that's happening in this lifetime.
I don't
Good
see the
question.
polio goal on my dashboard.
You don't see your polio goal?
Yeah, I don't even see for me to click on it. I'm looking at goals and I'm looking at things and is it on there? I mean,
Okay. Let's all have a learning moment. Elena, can you share your screen?
oh, I'm doing it on my phone.
Oh, okay, so that's a negative. Then that would mean you'd have to just go to a different screen that's not on your phone and do it on a different device.
Okay.
But so like I can do.
If it's in there, I'll just go in with my computer.
All right. You guys are all looking at my scary screen.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you where the goals are. You can, when you log in, you can scroll to this part of the page, on that front facing page, and click view your club's goals. And yours might look a little bit different from mine, but it's not going to be too terribly different. It's going to pull just your stuff. You can click, I'm gonna go to Goal Center. And you see these different tabs across the top. And you can see what goals have been inputted. So like in foundation goals, my club has set a goal of $6,000 and then 5,000 for polio. If you have nothing there, it will say USD and that's it. There will be no numbers there. These are you just click edit and you go in and type in whatever you want and then click save.
And remember,
I
these can be edited. You're not committing for the, these are goals, remember? So don't be fearful of having to change them later.
Yes. Now I will tell you this though. Okay. When we look at the annual fund giving, so that's how much our district gives to the Rotary Foundation, not your club's foundation, but to the International Foundation. And we send money every year from our clubs, and then we get a portion of that money back 3 years later. And that is how we award district grants. We do global grants, global scholars, and some other things. But if we don't send much money, then we don't get much money in return. This year, we are very fortunate that the year Becky Mason was the governor, even in the midst of a pandemic, we had one of our best foundation giving years. And this year we were able to award close to $80,000 in district grants. Last year we were only able to award like 70,000. So this is huge for us. So remember, this money comes back to us in 3 years. With that being said, we also look at things like how much clubs give per capita. And on average, our per capita giving per person is $130 per member per year across the district. There are some clubs that give substantially more than that per person. And then there are other clubs that it's really like pennies. And so I will be reaching out to you individually to let you know what your club's per capita giving looked like last year compared to the district average. And the foundation committee has charged me with seeing if we can increase our per capita giving per person from $130 to $150. And I think that's totally doable. When you think about, you can give online a minimum of $10 a month to Rotary International, that would get you to 120. And I just want you to find another $30 throughout the year to be able to give to the foundation to make that happen. All right, I wasn't watching the chat. I have lots of things happening in there.
I'm going to show my screen again because there was a question on how to find your officers listed. So can everyone see my screen right now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm just on my.rotary.org. I logged in. And if I click this word home, it's the very first on the far left of that menu bar. I click clubs. My club is Bryan Rotary Club. I'm going to click that. It's going to pop open a new window. So whatever your club is, because it knows who you are once you're logged in. And you will see on this screen the contact information for the club and then the club officers. So this is where you need to check to make sure are your club officers listed. Does that help? So again, home, clubs, click your club name, it pops up this window, and this is everything related to your particular club. It even has all the members there. So obviously it's logged in, assuming mine. And the goals are that's just kind of like a reference to Rotary Club Central. So again, home, clubs, click your club name, club details will list.
And then if you're the president or the secretary, there'll be a little button at the top that says for you to be able to add members and add officers or update officers.
So I can't edit because I'm not either of those positions.
All right, does everybody understand that? Have any questions about that?
Amy, this is Berta. I have one question. Does Rotaract have a goals page?
No, they're the redheaded stepchildren still, so they will have to submit that also to RI in writing. So when you update your officers, if you'll also update your goals so that we can keep track of that.
Okay.
I'm sorry, my little Rotaract friends. I mean, it's funny, right? Because Rotary in 2019 says we're going to elevate Rotaractors to be equal members of Rotary, just like Rotarians and Rotary clubs. They're not separate. They are the same. We just, you know, have different last names. All right. And so, but they haven't given you all the technology yet. So we're still working on those kinds of pieces.
Amy, there's a question. What are the required officers for the district granting?
Fantastic question. For the grant, you are required to have a membership chair, a public image chair, a foundation chair. And if you're here, you have a president, so that makes us happy.
And then you said something about having your goals, right? So a foundation goal, polio goal.
Foundation and polio goals have to be added. You have to have 2 people take the class online. And then you have to submit your written application and signed by the president. And I can't remember who the other person is. I feel like it's the president-elect. Maybe it's the secretary. I don't know. But whatever, it's on the form. And they said, I'm going to have to be the good ringleader and crack the whip and make sure that everybody abides by the rules this year. But we can do it. I have all the faith.
And why do we need those particular things? Membership, foundation, and public image. Well, you know what? That's a good segue for August 26th. We're having a storytelling and One Summit event, a learning opportunity. It's going to be in League City. And the whole goal of that is to show when you have these 3 things working together, they all support the other legs of the Rotary School. So when we have good public image, meaning we're communicating to our community and beyond what's the value of Rotary, that might be because we got a district grant and we put parks, benches in parks, or we put little free libraries, or we were able to fund our suicide hotline, or that's public image, right? But it started because you had a grant. You can't have grants unless you're funding the foundation. And then all of that builds momentum to show, hey, Rotary is a really great organization to belong to. How do I sign up? So those are our 3-legged stool. And that's kind of why we're really focusing on getting those people listed at the level of My Rotary.
And we want it for every person in the district. So not just you all, we want you to come to League City. I promise it is a good time. Patrick Harrison, who you all met at Pets. And then we did a Zoom call together and you all asked for him to come back to do a longer segment. This is our opportunity to do that. So he's going to come in from Austin and we'll spend the morning doing that. And I just, you know, when we can do like Bunny said, a great job of telling our why, that just increases the money that comes to our foundation and it gets more members. And really, we want to spread the word about what we do, right? Because we joined Rotary because we want to change the world. And this is how we do that. We do have it as an in-person and a virtual option. The virtual option won't be as fun, but I've been told that my new BFF, because she gave me a chicken pen, Elena's husband, is going to help us do the technology for that day. so that we can make sure we have all of that. Right, Elena? Yes, yes, it will. It will be fantastic. I do promise some little circus tricks that will be happening. So the circus is not over. It is just moving to a different part of League City for now. So be ready for that. Okay, next thing on my agenda that we need to talk about. Does anybody have questions about August the 26th? Please come. There is a hotel block if you need a room to spend the night there. We'll be done by 3:30, I promise. Justin.
Thank you, Madam Governor. You have another question in the chat from Tegan. Do you know what the position of Rotaract Learning Facilitator is?
Yeah, ignore that. This year they asked every club to have a club learning facilitator. That's like the district trainer. That's what Bunny is, district learning facilitator. I'm not worried about that business yet. That's another problem. That's going to be Leon's problem, not Amy's problem. Those are wants and not needs. Okay. Let's see. RYLA. Let's talk about RYLA. I know it is only July and nobody is thinking about what's going down in January, except for Berta and the RYLA committee of Michael and all of their merry men, because they are already preparing. And one of the things that they need our support in is that asking every club to identify a RYLA chair. And if you do not identify a RYLA chair, you become the RYLA chair and you have enough going on. So the way Berta would like for you to identify your RYLA chair is to do it in ClubRunner, because then she can pull that out of ClubRunner and get that information. That is not something we ever report to RI.
And I set up specifically this year a drop down that says RYLA committee or RYLA chair in ClubRunner. Also, I did that for Interact so that we can have specific communications with those people directly. So club presidents, you get inundated with a lot of stuff. So remember, delegate.
Yes.
But it helps to have that person named in your ClubRunner listing. Again, multiple people can be attached to multiple titles, if that makes sense. So keep that in mind. I can help you.
And then Berta, RYLA information starts going out in August. Next week. That is August. So yes. In August.
Yes.
That information.
We're having a meeting tomorrow morning.
Okay.
To finalize things, and then I'll be sending out letters to all the presidents, again asking for in explaining when it's going to be, what it is, and if they want to send me, personally on my email, the name of their chair, that would be great too.
Right.
But I really need it as quickly as possible.
Yes, because then the faster you get it to Berta, the less time she is bombarding you, asking you for.
And I will.
Yes. Okay. Bill, while you're on here, do you want to plug your Interact training that is next week? Did Bill step away? I guess he did. So next week is Interact training on Saturday at the Woodlands. I think we've pushed out some information in reference to it. I will send it out again. And it's got Bill's contact information. He is not only an assistant governor, but he is also our Interact chair. And he promises to lead and inspire our youngest of Rotarians on how to do great things in the world. Okay, and then the last thing that I need to chat with you about for this month, and we can have some open discussion, is these collaborative visits. I have been on 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to the 4th one this weekend, and then I'll go to the Woodlands for that area next. I've been having so much fun. I love it. I know this is a change from what y'all are used to doing, which is individual club visits. I'm happy to come back to see your clubs, but The intent of the collaborative visit is so that you all get to know each other better. When bad things happen, you go to your friends, but you got to know who your friends are ahead of time. So you do that by hanging out with them. So that's when after you've had fun together and you know you like each other, then that's when you start going, hey, can you help me with that? Right. And so that is part of what I've asked you guys to do this year, is to have a collaborative visit and then to do a project with another club. And that can be easy kind of project. But we've had some unique, I had dinner in the Palestine area, which was a good time. And then in College Station, we had little cocktails and everything at Casa de Brazil or some, I can't even say that right, but that was fun. In Beaumont, we had lunch together, had a good time there. This weekend, I'm going to Nacogdoches to see the 2 Nacogdoches clubs, in the Lufkin area clubs. So that will be good. And then the following week, I'm coming to the Woodlands area to see those. And then Ernestine's got my interest peaked, and apparently we're going to hang out and have ice cream and cake in the middle of August. So I'm down for that.
Tell me again when that is.
Which one?
Ernestine?
Okay, well, it's not confirmed with my 2 of my clubs, or 3, but you'll get an email tonight. We're planning it August the 20th. It's going to be a birthday party celebrating your club's charter date. And each club will bring a cake, and we'll supply ice cream and the goodies to go with it. And we're having it at the Methodist Church, 3 to 5 in the afternoon. But people will get, especially Lee, you're one that I haven't gotten in touch with yet, and my Dayton president. But the others I've talked to, and this is just a suggestion. If they don't like it, we can change.
But it's been fun. I love seeing all the Rotarians together. You guys have good ideas that you get to bounce off of each other. So this is a great opportunity for you guys to get to know other people as well. Yes, Berta.
And if your club sponsors a Rotaract club, be sure to include them in the visit also.
Yes. And to remember, like, if you don't have the same AG as the neighboring town, it's not about AGs, it's about geography. And so you can kind of do it however you want, right? So like if 2 clubs want to do it on a Tuesday night and I can get there, I'll do it. And then the other 2 clubs or 1 club can't do it, then we'll figure that out and I'll visit with them at another time. Also, if you have special events that are going to happen during the year that you want me to attend, I need you to send me those dates sooner than later. Because my calendar is starting to look a little wacko. And I love it, but I want to make sure I give you the time and can be there for you all in the way that I need to support you. Okay, so now we're moving to open discussion. Anybody have anything they would like to discuss, questions to ask, announcements to make? The weekend of RYLA is the end of many school districts' Christmas break.
Right.
That it is. But we've already signed a contract and that's not changing.
I just said maybe we need to think of a change.
Yeah, it's generally the first weekend, right, Berta? First or second weekend,
Yes.
depending on the camp. And this year it just happens to be.
You know, there's a reason for it also, that it's so early, because we run our RYLA a little bit differently than other districts in that it's peer on peer. We have adults, I mean, we have like 70 adult volunteers, but our 4 trainers are college students, and they have been counselors, then they were counselors, and then they were chosen to be trainers. And in order for them to be there, it needs to be before the university college year starts in January. That's
And I
why
think-
we have it so early.
I think we've been doing it at this time. That, I mean, it's just tradition, not because, but I think it's about almost, is this the 30 years of RYLA?
Oh, gosh,
at it?
it's
37.
close.
30, I think it was 25 years when Doris was the governor. So
Yeah.
we're closer. We just surpassed it. So if you have not been to RYLA, I encourage you to not only send students, but if you have the opportunity and the time in your life to go and volunteer, it is incredible to see how these young people go from not knowing each other to being like the best of friends within days. And Tegan, I mean, she's a former interactor, RYLA, everything, and she goes back to Austin each year, right, to go help with their RYLA. And she was just, was it 2 weeks ago, hanging out and working with them in the Austin area.
Yes, this is my 3rd year on staff, which is super exciting. Hoping to be a 4th this next year, so we'll see.
All right, I know that governor. We can talk about that.
I know. And Patrick's pretty cool. I bet you love that picture.
Yes. All right, other things. Kay, can you give us an update on Andreas? You're muted. Kay is muted. Kay is still muted. Oh. Unmute. I touched a button. There she is. Okay.
Okay.
Let everybody know who Andreas is relative to this, because they may not realize this.
I can tell them. So Andreas is the one who started the community Rotaract Club in the Woodlands. And so our club has been helping him get that started. It was just chartered recently, and Andreas was in a car accident about a month ago. And it was a serious car accident. And he's given me the okay to give this update because I've given it to our club. And he said that he appreciates all the kind wishes. He looks at Rotary as his extended family, and he is so appreciative. He is out of ICU, and this week has been in sort of working on physical therapy to get him ready to go home, and might be released as early as tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right. And he'll be walking with a walker. It'll be a good, strong, long recovery. But he is making immense progress already. So that's been very good to see after such a serious accident. So thanks to all who've wished him well.
That is great news. And if you guys got to meet Andreas at the district conference, he's a young man, and he just truly loves Rotary, and he really wants that community-based club to flourish. And that means that we're going to need to help support him. And so that's part of what this year is about creating that hope in the world. And what can we do, even if it's just to mail him a card or send him an email or whatever, to keep his spirits going. Yes, Tegan.
So the clubs in Galveston were working to put a care package together for like his recovery and everything. I wanted to ask if he's getting possibly released like this week, how we would get that to him. Like, what is the best way to get it to him?
When will you have it ready, ma'am?
So I'm giving every club in Galveston until next Wednesday to give me everything.
I go to the Woodlands on Thursday morning.
Yeah,
So
so
we can
do
figure
I.
out if we can get together. If not, we'll figure out how to get it.
Yeah, I'm going also, so, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can definitely find a time to meet up with y'all if that works for y'all.
Thank you for doing that, Tegan. That's wonderful. Anybody else have anything?
Just real
Yes,
quick,
Bunny?
just a reminder that the district calendar, we're encouraging clubs that when you set up an event on your own calendar, to click the box to publish it also to the district calendar. And that kind of helps everyone see what's going on around our Rotary district. And there's other things on there too, hopefully, that you can see, like the district grants training deadline, August 1, and the district grants application deadline. So you can see all of these are color coded. Aggieland gets a shout out because they have posted things way far out in advance, so they're taking advantage of that. At the bottom, it will tell you what type of event it is. Again, this is just built in. You don't have to do anything fancy. Just when you're publishing an event on your own ClubRunner, just click the box to publish it to the district, and it automatically gets there. And it just helps us, especially on those collaborative club visits. That's helpful to kind of see where those are at when you're trying to plan something for. So if you, like Amy said, if you want to invite her back for something, then hopefully you're posting that as an event on your webpage, and that helps. If it's published here, it gives an awareness of what's going on district wide. So if you need
Bunny,
help
is
with
there a
that,
specific button to push to add an event?
yes, on your club,
Right.
it's under the event module when you're logged in to. Let me go there. I'll show you. Under events, if you see that, there's event planner.
Oh,
And
you
then
put
when you
it there, it doesn't really go on the calendar then.
Yeah, it goes on, event planner goes on the calendar.
Okay, but it's not interacting directly with the
And-
calendar. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And Bunny,
And
while
just right
you're,
there, it says show event on the district calendar, yes or no. You just toggle it on, yes or no. So.
Gotcha.
It's
And
not
Bunny-
called calendar, so that might be a question, but it is an event because events get published on a calendar, if that helps.
and Bunny, while you are on the calendar,
Oh, yeah.
or you just stop sharing?
Oh, I can share again.
The district calendar, if you want to show that real fast.
It went somewhere.
I like your bird.
That a good hair day or a bad hair day?
Yes.
Beautiful. While that's coming up, may I share a tip about district grant training?
Yes.
The best way to find that is to go to the district site, the District 5910 site, and look for grants. And then on the left, one of the links is the training, or two of the links are the training and the tests that you take. So go to the District 5910 site, look for grants, and then look on the left side links.
And it's easy. The test is
is.
easy.
Yes, yes. But if you go to Rotary International and look under training, there are lots of different trainings.
Yeah, don't go there.
Yeah.
Go to us. Bunny, were you able to find your calendar?
Yes.
All
I
right.
was. Justin,
Yeah, so if you
Gonna
wanted
change
to,
the screen.
if you wanted to share that, then I was gonna share a tip.
is it showing? Oh, maybe I need to do a new
No,
share.
it's your bird.
Yeah, just
Your
the,
bird.
just your desktop.
It's your bird. She's gonna be the bird lady in the next.
It's cute.
Hello, Mason.
Do you see it now?
There we go.
Yes.
Bam.
And so if you scroll down just a wee bit to the bottom of the calendar, there's a button that says subscribe to calendar. And so if you do that, then you can spool it directly to Outlook or to Google or to Apple Calendar. And that way, all of the district events automatically get thrown into your own calendar so that you are always in the know. Thank you, Bunny.
Thank you for that little tech tip. Oh, so speaking of tips, here's one. I don't have a district newsletter editor, which is why we don't have one out yet. So I'm it. Send me your stuff. I'll get out something in August. And there's no judgment, right? Because there isn't any.
Do we just email it to you?
Yeah, just email it to me. I really should be getting them out like the first of the month, but I can assure you that's not going to happen between now and August the 1st. So let's say if you can get it to me by August the 1st, then maybe I can get us something by August the 5th.
So just email you info or story or.
Yeah, picture, caption in a cut and paste fashion, because
Okay.
that's where I am at this moment.
No worries.
Yes, Ms. Dana.
Next month, August is membership month. What are some of the other clubs doing to celebrate membership month?
That's a fantastic question. Bueller?
I'm installing my husband as a member.
What? You just got your husband as a member? Yay! Tegan, are you doing something to celebrate membership month?
Exciting news, we're officially having our first induction ceremony for all members.
Lots
Honestly,
of
it is
pictures,
exciting,
lots of
though.
pictures. I do know Demetrius is our district membership chair. She just got back from a very intensive trip to Ireland playing golf.
Oh, nice.
There's sympathy for her. But the membership committee have been meeting, and they're going to host a couple of meetings online. One of them is around visioning, and you're like, what does that have to do with membership? But it has a lot to do. It's about how we engage our members in the work that we do. So look for information for anybody that's interested in learning about visioning. And if you want to participate, that's one of the things that I believe is going to be happening in the month of August. I also believe that, I know I was not the only one that received it. Several people, hopefully everybody, received an email from Rebecca Maxwell, who is part of your class, but she's also the chair of our Global Scholars Program. And they are doing an information meeting tomorrow at 3 p.m. by Zoom for anybody who wants to learn more about global scholars and how to recruit them from your community. We do have a young lady named Renee who will be leaving for France if she hasn't done so already. And she will be spending the next academic year there. And we look forward to hearing about what life is like for her in France and all the studying that she's going to do and how she's going to help change the world. And again, part of that is because we have that money that we give to the annual foundation helps us provide academic opportunities for people all over the world.
What is Global Scholars Program?
Global Scholars is a chance for students to study abroad to pursue a master's degree. And Bunny, didn't y'all have one that was right or is still there in College Station, that area?
I don't know if they're still there or not.
So we have global scholars that go and do academics in other parts of the world. And then we have peace scholars who go to study about peace and conflict resolution. But you can't be a Rotarian. That's the thing, right? So you can't be a Rotarian, a Rotaractor. You can't have Rotary in your blood. And so this is like one of those ways that they help inspire others to do some of that work.
And typically it has to be, you have to go abroad. So if you're in the US, you would have to go to another country. If someone in another country, they could come to the US, but the whole point is that you're going to a different country from your origin as part of that.
And Tegan, I just put some information into the chat. Rebecca Maxwell actually sent out an email just a couple days ago, and they're having a meeting tomorrow. And so that is in the chat for you.
All right, anything else? Other questions, comments? Nobody's quitting yet, right? You got about 11 months to go. And if you love the job so much, Leon says he would love for you to return and help him.
Hey, Amy, let me just say a statistic hit me the other day on the foundation funding, the foundation giving, of course, we have Rotarians that like polio, to give to polio, which is really important. We have Rotarians that really like to give to the Ukraine conflict and or hurricane relief, but I mean, just giving to the foundation is the crux of what we do. 30% of Rotarians don't give to the foundation. I think that number, don't hold me to the exact percentage, but I mean, literally that hit me as there are 30% of our members that don't give a dime. I mean, I'm not, give zero. And also this last year, as we're kind of coming down to the end, some clubs did not, or have not, or right down to the bitter end of not giving to the foundation. So I think as presidents and as leaders, we really need to be thinking about it, not at the end of the year, but, more at the front of the year. And if everybody just gave a little, I mean, we're not talking about huge numbers here, but if we could just give a little. Years ago in Palestine Club, Brenda Walker was helpful in getting us to just give $10 a month. I mean, literally, it's pretty painless. We don't even think about it. But I mean, that's not a lot of money, but it just sort of got the commitment of at least something. And so just think about it. If there's a way you can do something so that everybody feels like they're part of Rotary, so that, so anyway,
I love that you said that, because that's a great segue into, when we were at Pets, Brenda did ask that we all led by example and give in that first month of the year, which is July, and we have 4 days left. If each president would give, maybe $25 to the annual fund and $25 to polio, if you could afford that, we would love it. If you can't, anything that you would give would be great. I do know out of the 46 clubs, which includes our Rotaract clubs, we've had 17 individuals that are presidents go in and make donations. So thank you. There's still 4 days. And remember, I told you we like to try to get $150 per capita. That's $12.50 a month. I don't even know that I can get takeout for $12.50. So it's cheaper than takeout.
Or a pack of cigarettes.
But it's not takeout.
But it's not takeout. Instead of, you are changing lives all over the world for $12.50 a month. So just think about it. You can do it through Rotary Direct. You can mail Rotary a happy little check. You can just go on to, or you can do every first day of the month or whatever, just go in and make a $12.50 donation. They're happy to send you a little tax receipt. But just kind of think about that so that we can continue to support the work all over the world. Oh, I did forget to tell you something else. And then I promise I'm going to leave, and then I'll still be within my less than 1 hour time limit. We're very excited. The last day of June, 1st of July, we were notified by RI that Rotary District 5890 has been working in conjunction with our district to do a global grant project in the Lufkin area around human trafficking. And I think they were highlighted, the group was highlighted at the district conference, Darcio Place. I'm sure I just butchered their name. But that grant has been awarded. So when we talk about global grants and everybody's like, oh, I don't want to send my money to go do it in another country. That money is coming to us, and it's going to benefit women and individuals who have been trafficked right here in our own backyard. And that is because Rotarians all over the globe felt that this was important enough to ensure that we were awarded this. So we will see the fruits of that here. That money gets awarded here in the next couple of weeks, and they will start working, and we'll start getting reports, and we'll be able to tell you how we're being able to change lives that way. And our district did put money towards that through our foundation. So again, that's part of that money that you guys gave 3 years ago. We were able to give back to our communities in this kind of way. Yes, it is exciting. Okay, if there is nothing else, I will see you on the 4th Thursday in August at 6:30 p.m. But I'm always here for you if you need me. Please make sure you get your stuff updated on August the 1st, because I promise you on August the 2nd, I'm running the report, and I'm going to be the mean lady, and I don't want to be. So please don't make me. I want to use the whip. All right, friends, you are dismissed unless you just want to hang out.